today's broadcast of youth hockey on KSM Productions. Today we have a matchup of 16U Tier 3 travel hockey between the Upstate Badgers and the Elmira Junior Aviators. Good evening, everyone. I'm Killian, joined alongside by my color commentator and camera operator, Brian Heffron. Now, Brian, and we came out to this game today actually per request of the head coach for this Upstate Badgers team, Steve Beardsley, and really thankful for him inviting us out here to do this game. Nothing like a game on a Saturday night. So going into this game, Upstate sitting at 1-8-2, and Elmira, according to my hockey rankings, sitting at 0-1. Now, Brian, what do you think Upstate's got to do today if they want to come away with a win?
Yeah, first I just want to thank again Steve Beardsley. This Upstate hockey club is in its second year. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on in the broadcast, but this is their second year, and this organization is just growing here every year. I mean, it's amazing what they've been able to accomplish. So we're really excited to cover an early game for these Badgers here. But so things I'm going to be looking for. One of it is speed. I think both teams sort of have an advantage of bringing speed into their to this matchup. I think one of the things that we talked about a little bit pregame with both coaches was talking about the impact of speed and how it's going to play on sort of these two defensive sort of setups that they have. One of the things to look for also is goaltending. We have some strong goaltending on both sides, so we're going to have to watch that as well as we move forward in this matchup.
Well, we'll now take a look at some of the rosters for both these teams, starting out with the Upstate Badgers, head coach Steve Beardsley, as we mentioned earlier. We'll give you all here a second to take a look at this roster.
Yeah, one of the things to look out for is the defenseman, Cam Bassler. That's sort of a highlight player I think we got to keep an eye on. He's sort of taking a leadership role on that blue line, so look out for him.
And a look at the Elmira roster, head coach Joseph Heverly, assistant coaches Richard Laux III and Daniel Monheim.
Yeah, we don't know much about this Elmira squad, but I know I can just watch them in sort of warm-ups. They're going to be working hard, so it'll be interesting to see who steps up on the roster on this group.
Well, the teams will meet at the goal for their little pregame hype talk, or whatever you may call it. There's many different names for what this is.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see how each of these teams sort of come in and get hyped as they sort of battle out here. But Elmira, thinking about how they had to travel to come up. Once again, we looked at the record. They only had one game that we're aware of. Maybe they have some more that we're not aware of. But I believe if this is the case, right, this is early in the season for them as opposed to the Badgers who have about 9 or 10 games under their belt. They just came back from a Pittsburgh tournament in which they played very well on close games. I think they lost twice, maybe won one, but they were all close games. So it'll be interested to see with some of this season already, I don't call them veterans, but this team, this Upstate team has a few games under their belt versus this Elmira team who seems to really sort of be getting their feet under them as the season kicks off.
Well, with that here, we will get ready to begin this game. Upstate in their home white, Elmira in their road purple.
Love the purple. Love the purple.
Opening faceoff taken, and we are underway here at the Midstate Athletic Community Center. This is dumped in. It'll be played down low. That was Camerson Baszler down low who tries to make a play. That chip to the middle, and the Badgers try to take possession. That's fired around into the corner. Zaccheo on the side. It's out to the middle, intercepted by Brian. Zaccheo playing him will pass it up, intended for Trevor Wolsick, but it did not go through. Backhanded there by number 22 on Elmira, Jerome Eddy. This pops out to the middle. Opportunity now for the Aviators early on, but this will get popped out of the zone. And now Zaccheo coming up to this puck. Played around down low.
Already got a little bit of physical battle going on there. He tried to get the corner on that, but defensive play to sort of squeeze him out, not give him opportunity on a shot there. Good play by the Aviators.
Here's Easton Anderson, brother of a regular on KSM Productions. Jace Anderson was on the team that we broadcasted last year. Play for inside or eye to round down low. Try and bring it forward. Big hit on the wall there. That's Easton Anderson on the check. Here's Looms into the offensive end. Makes a move. Looms to the middle. Fires one that goes over the left shoulder of Beardsley. Pops out to the middle. Sent up. And that'll be taken now by the Badgers. They bring it up to the offensive zone. Anderson's dumping attempt is blocked. 14:55 here to go. Hit on along the wall. Trying to send this forward. And that's going to be played up. Brought forward here. Here come the Aviators in the offensive end there. And a good defensive play by Zach Beardsley to knock that one away. Because not the other direction. Perry Jr. hits this up. Heverly now in his own zone. It's taken. Brought forward now by Lyon. Dumps it in along the side. Trying to make a move on that. This gets sent up towards the middle. Now it'll get cleared out down the ice. Race for the puck. And icing will be waved. It did not make it all the way. And the puck's going to get stuck in a wet spot in the ice. Sent to the middle. Trying to get to that was a Badger. And now here comes the Aviators in the offensive end. Shot there. Save made by Beardsley. That was number 9, Jackson Dana, on the shot.
Great coverage by Beardsley there on that shot.
Big collision there, air down low. Now this will be fired around behind the net. Early on, it's a really physical game, and I mean, Upstate and Elmira both have been doing quite a bit of hitting in this one.
Well, one of the things that we're going to look for, I know that Coach Beardsley talked about, is trying to extend the offensive possession for Upstate. But he talked about having his forwards use their speed to get the puck in the zone, but then it was quickly moved out, and they want to extend that by taking advantage of having their defenders up on the blue line to be able to dump it in, get some more momentum going.
13:26 left in the first period. We get our first stoppage of this game, which is an icing against Elmira. Now, the new offside rules for USA Hockey this year are in effect for this age group, meaning we are now delayed offsides and no icing on penalty kill, which is similar to 8U AAU rules if you're used to those. We saw it in action earlier. Here comes Elmira into the offensive zone. Moving on in. The shot, score! And it's 1-0 Elmira early on.
Great muscle there. Great muscle to sort of battle his way through a couple of defenders, get the open look on the shot, and be able to make the goal. So excellent job by that young man right there.
That's going to be Luke Bryan who came in with that one.
Luke Bryan using his physicality to sort of create space between him and the defenders to take that breakaway shot on the net.
13:12 left to play here. And now here comes Upstate. A breakaway opportunity. They move in. Save made. There's no number on the goalie, so I can't tell who's in there to make that save. But regardless, it's a big one. And this puck will get sent into the Elmira bench, nearly taking out one of their coaches.
Well, we're going to zoom in and see. The goaltender is number 14. It looks like who's on the bench right there.
So that would make it the goalie, Camden Ingerson.
There we go.
In net 4.
That's how we do detective work.
13 minutes here left to play. This faceoff's one down low. Trying to play this along the wall was Anthony D'Imperio. It comes along. Here's Anderson behind in that. Anderson, centering pass there, did not go through.
Good separation by Anderson to be able to get that puck in space to move it in front of the net.
That bounced to the middle. Shot there did not go from Billy Lachaume Jr. Played on the wall. This is Zach Beardsley trying to get it. He's out-muscled. Big collision there. I believe that was number 87 for Elmira as we get icing here. Yeah, Caleb McGee with the physical play there on the wall. 12:20. Sorry about that. 12:29 left here in the
first period. Yeah, I mean, one of the things we're going to look for is to see is if the physicality can sort of maintain without the discipline there. Like, one of the things you don't want to see is when there's too physical and then all of a sudden the discipline starts to erode and then you're taking penalties. But so far it's been pretty clean.
That's a goal way down the ice for an icing against Elmira. So far, both teams, per my count, have 2 shots on goal. Elmira leads this one 1-0 here. Just about 4:40 gone by here in the first period of play. Face-off one, comes up to the point, shot there. Didn't go as they intended. Now they battle for it down low, and it's going to be kicked away. It'll be played around the back of the net by Sawyer Iron. Iron around to Dana. Dana sent it to the middle. That was blocked by Jack Tatum. That's intercepted up to Gokul. Fired back down. Played down low by Basler. This is going to be flipped up. And Tatum tried to get to that. This is sent up the wall. Someone goes down there. Now it's going to be fired along, and Heverly will take this one out the other direction. Heverly skating around. Will elect to dump this one in and get a change. Here comes the forecheck for Elmira. They'll play it down low. Dana makes a play on it. Flies up to the point. Monheim steps to the side, fires one. That one's going to fly over the crease and wide. Now played from the side. That was Sean Perry Jr. And this will make its way down the ice where it will not become an icing. Elmira will pick it up and rotate it around. Fired along, takes a weird bounce off the board. Erd's line's forced to hit this one up. Played from the side. Elmira trying to find some opportunity, but nothing was able to go there. Bryan fires. That one's blocked. That's number 87, Logan Paulenko, with the block for the Badgers. This comes out. Carter Rowley hits it forward. Here to the Badgers. It's Evan Zakeo. Zakeo moving in, and that goes wide.
Oh, took advantage of the fact that the Aviators were making a switch at the time that left nobody left for defense.
Well, here come the Aviators the other way. That was number 28, I believe, for the Aviators. Now it's loose in front. They try to get it out. It doesn't go. Another shot did not make its way.
Great save by Beardsley.
Wide.
Great save by Beardsley. Had the reaction to get that puck. Not only just stop it, but then flick that thing out of there. We had a little bit of drama there as that puck moved in on the goaltender there for the Aviators. That should have been a little bit easier for him. I think he thinks so as well.
About 7 minutes gone by here in this first period of play. Face-off taken to the right. That one will get dumped back down low, picked up by the Aviators. They bring this through. Fired along down deep. Chipped around the wall. Zakeo trying to make a play on that. Comes up to Heverly. Heverly fires. Save made. Rebounded. Bounces in front. Another try. Another save by Beardsley.
Beardsley was on his back and was able to sort of stop that with his pad. What a great opportunity for the Aviators, but Beardsley solid between the pipes.
It'll be returned now by the Aviators as they try to form another offensive attack. Elmira certainly been the more dominant offensive team here early in this game with the lead. Big hit there. That's Easton Anderson coming in to make the check on number 20, Andrew Wilkerson. That'll be fired up. Anderson in pursuit of this. He's going to probably catch this. He will catch it. Makes a move. It's pinned up on the boards. Now Anderson will pick it up, and he's going to be hit. A little bit of revenge there for the hit earlier in the shift. Comes out to the middle. Bounces. It's free. They score.
Oh, what a great awareness there.
And waiting to see the number. That's number 8. That'll make it Anthony D'Imperio. And this game is tied at 1.
Well, D'Imperio, what an awareness. That puck bounced right back to him after an initial shot. He just kind of looked up and realized, boop, that net is wide open. I'll just tap that in.
I mean, just a great idea in general there by the Badgers to get that one to the front of the net. We're able to bring people there and hit this one by. It ties the game at 1. This will be fired up. Chipped by Ballin. This comes forward. Here's Anderson. Takes a hit there from Sternovich. Sent down low, up to Ballin. This will make its way down the ice. Icing waved. And so Perry Jr. will have to make a decision here. This gets sent up. Here's Lachaume. That comes forward and picked up. Here's Lyon. Lyon dumps it in. And he will forecheck. And now the Badger forgot the puck. We get a bit of a sandwich check. And now it comes up to D'Imperio, who's got the goal for the Badgers. He'll chip it out of the zone, moving forward, and this will get sent back. Trying to make a move on that. This is going to be given away. But now here comes Dana, trying to break in. Good poke check there by Perry Jr. Lachaume dumps this one in. It's blocked, sent out the other direction. Now it'll go down the ice. However, it will not make it for an icing. It's played by Camerson and Baster. And there's a good hit there. That's going to be number 36, Jack Heverly, on the hit there for Elmira.
Yeah, we've got some clean hits going on, and kudos to this referee crew. They're watching this closely and not seeing anything that violates any of those rules. Letting them hit, letting them play.
And a pass by Tatum up to the point was intercepted, and now, but Elmira continues to battle for it. Now it's kicked over, and it's going to be poked out of the zone. Elmira really had a close opportunity there for a bit of a breakaway as the defender was caught flat-footed, but the Badgers were able to recover. Alex Harrington dumps this one in. Now played on the side. It'll be dumped back in by number 87, Logan Polenko. Comes up. Here comes Elmira out of the zone. Eddie hits this one up. And now here comes Elmira. 2-on-1. Big hit there. Good back check by Polenko.
That's what they were talking about. Coach was talking about with the Upstate, was about how that defense is able to just squeeze out those offensive plays as they move in. And there was a perfect example.
Now this one get blown dead for icing, but Logan Polenko there on the back check, coming back and really just finishing his check and allowing for Beardsley to not have to face a shot. 6:39 to go. Shots on goal per my counter, 5-3 in favor of Elmira. Face off to the right of Ingerson. Face off taken, it'll fly up into the net off the shot from, I believe that was Carter Rowley on the shot.
Yep, that was Rowley with a shot that just sort of got deflection and popped right up.
Face off goes off the official skate, and now it's going to be turned over. Here come the Badgers. Oh, nearly a big collision there, but fortunately the Aviator able to avoid it. Cicero in pursuit. It's picked up by Balland. Comes around. Balland again. Hits it up. Wilkinson and already. Well, this one will get dumped back in. Gokel down low. Tries to make a play on it. Rowley picks it up. Tries to center it. Rowley absorbs a hit. That one was sent on net by Cicero, but nothing going there as it's rebounded out and will be rotated behind the net. Now it'll be fired up, and this one probably will make it all the way down for an icing. And yes, it will.
Well, one of the things I think right there we talked about at the beginning of the game was trying to extend the offensive zone play by these Badgers, and I think it's something that the coach right there in that last shift would probably be pretty happy with, right? They were able to keep that puck down there, get some opportunities. I know Rowley had an opportunity there to put it in front of the net. So those are the things that I think he's looking for, to extend that time so they're not just going sort of these breakaway situations, but keeping the puck in that zone.
I'm now noticing that in the chat we have Skinny Atlas Girls 12U AAA head coach Bob Luckenbaugh popping in. We thank you for the kind words. We'll try to get out, do some more of your games. Carson says hello. This comes on the wall. Here's Rowley moving into the offensive end. Rowley cuts to the middle. He'll shoot one. Deflected, save made. That deflects off of a defender, but Ingerson was not fooled. That'll be held.
Yeah, nice job by the goaltender, but excellent work too by the Badgers there to sort of move it across the ice and find open space to be able to take that shot. It was a crowded group of players in front, and Crowley sort of moved that puck to find some opening so he could take a shot to the net.
That one's played down low. D'Imperio, centering pass. It's completed to Lachaume. Lachaume out. Oh my goodness. Lachaume had an opportunity to shoot it. I muffled his name 3 times. But anyways, it will come out of the zone. This will get fired up, blocked off of a Badger. I couldn't see what number that is, but looks like, yeah, that's D'Imperio. He definitely felt that one. This will get dumped in by Perry Jr. D'Imperio in pursuit, but not before Heverly gets there for Elmira. Intercepts up at the point, battling for a good check there. This will come out of the zone. And so far it's been a very physical game, but very clean, as you said earlier. This is probably the best types of these 16U games where the action is fast and there's also plenty of legal physical play to accompany it.
Yeah, but that's an important part of it, right? If they're going to play clean like this and they're going to get some good hits, referees are not sort of being early on their whistle. They're letting it play out. Obviously, if they see something that goes across the line, they're going to call that. But so far, these boys are playing good, quality, clean hockey.
And also, if we have any viewers here that have never been to this rink before, currently the sheet of ice they are playing on is Olympic-sized. So this is larger. It's longer and wider than your standard rink. So, and these teams are using that space to their advantage right now as they're able to space out and make good plays.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the only rink that I know of outside of this isn't the rink up in Lake Placid also one of the rinks there, or is that all?
It used to be, but when they renovate, that's going to be a goal. Catches us off guard.
Wow. Well,
that's Sean Perry Jr.
And
make it 2-1.
And that's why you shoot it right at the net. You never know in those situations. I don't think everybody who saw that shot would say, hey, that's going in, but it found a corner. Not sure if the goaltender there for the Aviators just lost track of it, but it kind of squeezed in between the pipe and the upper left.
As we were saying before, we were so rudely interrupted by that really great shot that ended up in a goal. Like when Lake Placid renovated, they took out their Olympic rink and they replaced it with an NHL-sized one. That's why if you're ever up there, there's like a random side where it doesn't quite go all the way to where the stands are located.
Well, it makes sense that the Olympic rink, don't they call it the Olympic rink? It's not Olympic size, so
it's
very good.
The 1980 rink up there. Always nice to play up at that facility. Wilkerson dumps this one in. That's going to be intercepted. Played on the wall. Sent up. Now it's going to be dumped back in. That's Heverly who dumps that one back in. Polenko down low. Polenko's already got plenty of physical play in the day. Several big hits. They'll send this one up. It's taken forward. And here come the Badgers in the offensive zone. They make a move. Looms picked us up to carry it the other way. Heverly would try to dump this one back in. Picked up by Polenko. He'll bring this one forward. Polenko fires this one in. And the Ice Monster will claim a victim.
So one of the things we noticed with this Badger team is that even though they've lost, I think we said 8 games on it, many of those games have been 1 or 2 game sort of difference, or 1 or 2 goal differences.
Oh, there's a shot there, saved by Beardsley, and he holds.
And I think I was going to say the reason why is the gentleman that we just saw right there. Strong goaltending there that we're seeing to keep these games close. The question is can the offense sort of sustain? And that's one of the things that I think Coach Beardsley is looking for, is can his offense sustain to be able to back up that defense and goaltending that they're seeing at the beginning of this season.
Yeah, oftentimes, as this one's poked out by Rowley, oftentimes before school starts, I'll run into him in the hallway and I'll just talk to him a little bit. And he was telling me how in the Pittsburgh tournament they were just in, they were playing really competitive of all the teams they faced.
Yep.
And now we get a bit of a weird collision. It's going to go off of a coach. Officials will let play on. Why not? This is brought forward. Here comes Elmira there. That move does not work. Gokul fires this up. And now this will be fired down. It's going to come to number 72 on the Badgers. That's Evan Zakeo. Popped out. Gokul on the wall. Brought back in. And here's Rowley the other direction. Carter Rowley into the offensive zone. Fired to the middle. This will bounce out. Baszler. Giving up to Gokul. Here's Rowley, makes a move. Rowley to the middle. Rowley shooting one off the crossbar. And I mean, from when I played with him in Mites to today, he still had that really accurate shot that really goaltenders just don't expect.
Yeah, great shot there. Pipe saved Aviators from going down 2 here early on in this game.
Heverly down low, and he's going to be hit. Big collision, and they both look to be okay.
Yeah, looks like once again we got clean hits going on. Both referees didn't even flinch on that.
That's Trevor Wolsick there that came in to make that hit, and you saw those two like patting each other on the back.
Yeah.
After that collision. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. That's a respect of 2 young players who said, "Hey, we both survived. Nice job."
Yeah, they both certainly went down. The official there nearly gets taken out by the puck. And now this will be passed up.
Oh.
It's a breakaway. They move on in. Save made! It's going to be put back into the goaltender's pads. Could have been a disaster there.
Well,
that was Anthony D'Imperio looking for a second on the day.
Yep. That's not who you want to see coming down the ice one-on-one, especially with the early hot hand that he had. But great job by the Aviator goaltender there.
Faced off one, sent to the middle, goes off the pad of the Aviator goaltender. Ingerson, now it's fired wide. D'Imperio from the side, centering pass that was sent through. Nothing there. Anderson will try. That got blocked on the way in by an Aviator. 20 seconds now left. They'll battle for this on the wall. Still battling for on the wall. A couple of Aviators are going to take each other out. Now it'll be played behind the net. And that's going to be poked away. Beardsley will dump it in. 5 seconds left in the first period. And that will just about do it. Final second ticks away. And that is the end of the first period. We will be back here in a moment on KSM Productions. Do not go anywhere. Well, we welcome you back here on KSM Productions for the second period of action. But before we do that, it's time for a message from our sponsor, Ads on the Go. Tonight's broadcast is powered by Ads on the Go, bringing your message on the move with state-of-the-art digital mobile billboards. From local events to big business promotions, Ads on the Go drives your brand directly to where the people are. Eye-catching, flexible, and, of course, on the go. Ads on the Go makes your message doesn't just sit still. It's rolled through the community and gets noticed.
Thank you, Zach Primo from Ads to Go. He's a big hockey fan, so I know he's watching. Thanks, Zach.
This comes forward. Elmira immediately with an opportunity, and that's deflected. Another save. Oh, my goodness. A 3-save sequence for Ryan Beardsley.
Well, Beardsley lost it after the first shot. He kind of turned around, wasn't sure where the puck was. Wow, what a sequence.
Maybe some dumb luck, maybe all skill. We'll never know, but regardless, they do not score. This will be fired up, and now it'll go all the way down the ice. But it'll be waved off as it took a deflection. This will get fired out. Ruby on it. Ruby will fire it up. Brought forward by Heverly. He dodges a hit. The Badger loses his glove. We have a jump there on the blue line from one of the Aviators.
Aviators clearly are coming out with a little bit more offensive fire here in the second period.
This comes in, and Perry Jr. trying to get to this. He's got to battle the Aviator defender. Big hit on the wall, and it's the energy of that's going to transfer right back to the Badger that tried to initiate the hit. Harrington.
Good defensive play. Good transition turn here.
And they're not going to beat the offside. Little bit overexcited there were the Badgers. This will be blown dead for offside. So a couple of the players on this Badgers team, Carter Rowley and I believe Jack Gokul, also dual rostered with the Syracuse Snats 16U AA team. That team plays, I believe, right after this game on the other rink. So they're going to be playing in both games tonight.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think I saw one of your old Silas Brown just walk by, right?
Yeah, Silas Brown with my
big
old
defender, Silas.
Then also a couple other players I know on that team, Kevin Laughlin and Colton Walkup. This will make its way down the ice.
That's cool.
Comes forward, Zaccheo on this puck. Zaccheo around, will make a move. Zaccheo centering pass, it's in the middle. Ooh. Can they find it? It'll bounce away.
Good luck by Zaccheo there, finding the open man.
Zaccheo pinned on the wall. They'll try to get on this puck. Trying everything to get on this puck. Now it'll be taken out by the Aviators. They bring it forward. Here come the Aviators in the offensive end. It's Lyon. Lyon on this puck. He'll be forced down. And now chipped out. Here's Gokul with Rowley. It's a 2-on-1. Gokul moves on in, but the Ice Monster says no.
Just lost his footing.
I mean, that Ice Monster, it'll get you. Strikes at the worst times as Rowley there will make a body check on the wall. Chip back around. Here's Gokul looking to get revenge for that opportunity. This will get fired forward. You got a lot of players falling down here early in the second. Here comes Sternovich moving in from the side. Backhanded across the middle. Nothing there.
Calls those right there. Some beautiful hands as he moved that puck right and left.
Or excuse me, that was Sternquist. That goes off the side of the net. I read his name wrong. Lyon makes a move. He'll put it on the side of the net. Came back to the middle, and neither attempt got through. Here's Carter Rowley with it. Rowley will look. He will fire it on out. And it'll be taken by Haverly. This comes up, and it'll go down the ice, but no icing, as I believe it may have been touched by a Badger. I believe that was Logan Polenko who would have touched it, if anyone touched it. I'm unsure what they waved it for. Gets chipped forward, and now it'll make its way not out of the zone. The delay offside rule comes into effect, but they did not touch up. And so, 13:37 left to go here in the second period of play. Shots on goal, Elmira 11, Upstate 7. Badgers lead this game 2-1. We'll check chat here, and Coach Bob Lookenbaugh wants Carson on the mic, maybe for a little bit in the third period. Yeah, that's Coach Bob on his daughter. I believe he's on his daughter's account. He tends to appear in those situations. This is played around on the wall. Comes up trying to make a move on it. Battle for on the side. I had a good collision there. And I mean, the officials have really let this one play out, and it really has not gotten too chippy. Here's a breakaway. Bryan moving on in. It's Luke Bryan. He's still got the puck. Oh, what a play by Ryan Beardsley to disrupt him just enough.
Well, Beardsley came out about, 10 yards outside of that crease?
Oh, and there would have been a breakaway there. But it's going to be waved out. They're going to say D'Imperio tipped it. D'Imperio was looking for a second of the game. Right after Bryan looks for a second game. Now it's a breakaway the other direction. Moving on in, it's Wilkerson. But Wilkerson was caught there. Great back check by the Badgers. Oh, man, that was a sequence if I've ever seen one. Now it's played along the wall. Wilkerson trying to get to this. Fired forward. It'll come out to Haverly. Haverly will rotate around, stops. Body contact was initiated there by number 10 on the Badgers. That's Easton Anderson. Comes forward. Wilkerson along the wall. Now we're going to get it a bit of a shoving match. Officials will let this play out. That was between Perry Jr. and Wilkerson. Fired around the wall. Picked up by Wilkerson. Perry Jr. is there to meet him.
Well, now we're starting to get some parents sort of agitated here, looking for some penalties as the physicality picks up even more than it was before.
It looks like Wilkerson a little shaken up after that hit. He was able to skate off under his own power. Hopefully he's all right.
Just to go back to that sequence there, that was a bit wild when Beardsley left his net about 10 yards out. One of the things that I think was great was that the defense, as they saw Beardsley come out, sort of jet with quick precision to try to go back and protect that net, as they knew that Beardsley was going to sort of leave that thing open. It was almost like they knew as that play was happening that Beardsley was going to make a play like that. So kudos to this defensive squad here from the Badgers.
That'll get dumped all the way in. Now, definitely physicality certainly picking up more than it already was. I mean, obviously plenty of physicality early in this game, but definitely the bigger hits starting to come out here as Dana tries to get on this one. This will get dumped in. Big backhand dump there by number 30 on the Badgers, Camerson Basler.
Well, and Upstate here is, it's puck possession right now, right? This is something that I think we were talking about. The coach was looking for more of, and we're seeing it. And the question is as they sort of get more of this possession, what plays can they design? What sort of movements can they have? And you can see it. The puck is just moving from right there. Of course, a beautiful shot, beautiful pass, and there we go.
That's going to be Jack Gokul there who finishes that one off, make it 3-1.
Love it. He was just waiting right there for a good 5 seconds with his stick right on the ice, waiting for that puck to just go right to him so he could take the one-timer. Beautiful shot, beautiful pass, and now we've got a 2-goal lead by this home team, the Upstate Badgers.
And now we look at a goaltending switch here, switching at about halfway through the second period. The actual halfway point would, I believe, be at 8:30. And Elmira missing a player. Here's a face-off taken, and it is won by the Aviators. Looks like it dumped in. It's a couple of Aviators collide at the blue line. Beardsley hands this off. It comes up the line, and that's Basler who hit this forward. Gokul fires it to the middle, over to Tyler Kelly. Kelly fires! Oh, that one might have hit Harrington in front, but it goes wide nonetheless.
There were a lot of heads ducking on that shot. That was a power shot right there.
Eugene Heater in goal. And the board certainly will feel that one later. This will make its way up to the point. Basler shooting one, it got blocked. And now this is brought out the other direction, trying to bring it forward. Basler trying to make a play, and it comes down low. Here's Zach Beardsley. We'll just fire this one around. Up to Harrington at the point. He's going to get hit. We have our first penalty of the game.
Yeah.
And so it'll be probably roughing. We'll see what they end up giving him. It was certainly from behind, and that's probably what the determining factor was.
Yeah, Ruby kind of came in. He already had momentum going on his side, and the Upstate player was just sort of stationary. Any bump like that coming from the back, especially when he draws him down on the ice, is going to get a call. So, first power play.
That's Knox Ruby, number 21, headed to the box.
So we'll see how this both teams here respond to the opportunity of advantage going Upstate's way.
Paulenko fires his over shot there, nearly took out about 5 people's heads before going high over the net. Kelly, down low. Sent to the middle. Rowley was trying to get to that. This will bounce nearly to the Aviators. That one will just get fired down low. Rowley here on the forecheck. Gets chipped up. Played up to the point. Paulenko dumps this back in. Rowley took a swing at it. Now it'll make its way down the ice. No icing due to the new USA Hockey rule for this season. That states that starting at 15 only. And then at every level higher than that, you will now play delayed offsides and no icing on penalty kill, which certainly is a much well-received improvement.
Yeah, I really like that change.
The lower levels, however, they are stuck with automatic offsides. Paulenko from the side, he'll just shoot one. Oh, it bounced down, it's loose. The goaltender's got it. 8:46 to go, 57 seconds left on this penalty. It remains 5-on-4 for another 57 seconds. Ruby will come out of the box once this penalty ends. I believe he was taken for roughing. This comes around, comes up to the point. It'll be fired down in, now brought up the other direction. This will be sent all the way out, down the ice, and Beardsley will come out to play it. Beardsley has Paulenko there, and a bit of a miscommunication. He'll ring this one around over to D'Imperio. D'Imperio with one of the goals here on the day. He has a man coming to try to hit him. He was able to get the pass off in time. Anderson avoids a check. That shot! D'Imperio scores! Off the pass from Easton Anderson. That is Anthony D'Imperio to make it 4-1.
Second goal of the game. Beautiful shot. Open space there, really, by the Aviators. They didn't really have anybody on him. That puck just sailed through.
And it looks like Coach Bob is wanting delayed offsides at all levels. His 12U Skinny Atlas team is not permitted to do that yet.
Well, this is going to be really important here. The Aviators are really going to have to respond quickly, or this thing's going to get a bit out of hand, down 3 goals here with 8 minutes remaining in the second.
This will be played forward. Sent up by Basler. Now sent back down to Basler. And now this comes forward. And the offensive end. Oh! Oh, and
well,
the Badgers bench certainly not happy with that one.
First off, what a great pass and look. I was wondering, for a minute there, I thought, where's he going with that puck? And sure enough, he had another Badger moving down the ice. But I think the call that they were looking for was stripping. Not going to happen on that one.
Yeah, officials certainly letting this game play out. And good tack up there by the Badgers to cancel the offside. Eddie there went in for the hit on Anderson, was sort of clipped and all. That one's knocked down by Heberly. That could have easily been knocked on goal. Now it comes out to Gokul, who shoots, and it's loose. But no, the whistle blew beforehand, as I believe it was poked out from under the goaltender.
Yeah, that whistle was blown before that movement. Players kept on jabbing at it after that whistle finished. So
you can see a little bit
great work.
A little bit of sportsmanship there.
Yeah.
As number 30, Camerson Basler, came in and gave Eugene Heater a little fist bump for, I mean, he had to withstand quite a few pokes.
Yeah. Well, in Upstate, I was looking at Upstate's bench there. They're looking and going, come on. Quick whistle on it. But, hey, he did lost. Once you lose track of that puck, they're going to blow that whistle.
Face-off taken. This is chipped it up, and it's going to get fired back down in. Oh, that's a good move there by Harrington. Was able to fake out the defender, and a good reverse hit there from one of the Aviators. The numbers are a little hard to read. It's on the side of their jersey. I believe that was number 57, Grant Edwards, though. And speaking of Grant Edwards, he will pass this one up, and it's moved forward. Wilkerson in, and the backhander goes wide. Edwards to the side, and we get a whistle. And stick's going to get thrown, and that's going to be another penalty. We'll see. And now we get the officials to figure out what they're going to administer here to the offending player, number 26, Sean Perry Jr. Well, we'll see what goes up. And
I think we're going to get a couple of here because we have the initial penalty, but then the young man sort of, out of frustration, took the stick of a opposing player and kind of just chucked it across the ice. So not sure what they're going to do, if they're going to tack on here.
Yeah, so it looks like they'll tack on an extra one for, never mind, now it's gone. We're just kind of trying to follow what the scoreboard's doing. So I guess they both are going to get coincidental minors, as it's 5-on-5.
Okay.
And that one, the board certainly did not like that. Lyon down low, makes a move on it. They battle for this on the wall. I believe this is number 88. That was Dominic Wells. This comes up out of the zone. Gokul on this one. This will be fired in and offside. Yeah. Oh, man.
It was a great play, great look on it. It was a little too early. Aviator player just a little bit offsides on the top of that blue line.
6:05 left to go here in this second period of play. Really been a interesting period of play. The physicality certainly increased. Also, plenty of scoring chances either way. But so far, it's been a goalie duel, and Ryan Beardsley has so far been leading that goalie duel here, as it's 4-1. Cicero tries to hit this one up. Near disaster there for the Badgers, as two of them almost ran into each other. Polenko dumps this in. Polenko there on the forecheck tries to get Ruby to panic, and he might have worked. This comes up to the point. Fired back in, picked up by Ruby. Ruby will fire this out, and this will go down the ice. Officials will initiate an icing, and they will finish the call.
So one of the things we're going to have to look for here, I mean, the Aviators are having a little bit of trouble being able to get it outside of that blue line to get anything going, all right? I mean, they've had a couple of looks where they have the players up sort of on the center line, collecting it and then moving forward, almost like a 2-on-1 type situations. But what we saw in the first period in that first 10 minutes was a little bit more puck possession, moving the puck right to left, and we're just not seeing that as much from this Aviator team here as this game has gone on.
Chip to the middle, and this will be picked up by, I believe that was Lachaume. Comes out to Eddie. Eddie trying to get out. He's got a battle with one of the Badgers. I believe that was 23, Tatum. Now here's Tatum, brings it out. He'll flip it off the wall. Tatum in pursuit of this. Ruby will backhand it up. And it'll go down low. Zach Beardsley there, twin brother of Ryan Beardsley, to fire this one up. Zakeo tries to get it on this one, and it'll be picked up instead by Easton Anderson. Oh, good stutter step move by Anderson, fires wide.
Yeah, good footwork there by the young man.
And that one will, now one of the coaches on the Elmira bench, looks to be okay. And now injuries are certainly a theme on this rink. I can vouch. Last year, I broke my collarbone while playing a game on this rink. Not very fun times. Day before my birthday too. Coming up on a year.
Just to go back for a second, we were talking about footwork. Just to go back, we were talking about footwork on that, but one of the things that I love just having a couple of boys play, and actually a daughter play as well, is just the respect of watching good footwork on the ice, good skating, and what that can do really to elevate a team and elevate an ability for one player to be able to have an opportunity to score. So always love when I see some good footwork and skating on that.
That's Beardsley who fires this across. Lyon will dump this in. Intercepted now by Wolsick.
Oh.
It comes out. This will make its way down the ice, and the Elmira goaltender will play this one.
Not a bad thought there. Floater. You had two Badgers, though, waiting for it. Just couldn't collect that puck.
Lachaume shoots one that goes high. Wolsick from the side. Wolsick centers, intercepted. And this will be fired out of the zone. Here's Edwards. It's going to be a 2-on-1. Edwards has Lyon, but the good back check there will prevent that from becoming a high danger chance.
Yeah, that play could have developed into some scary situations there for Beardsley, but.
And that's going to be fired in and stopped and held. 3:38 left to go. Or excuse me, 3:39. In this second period of play, shots on goal currently sit 13-12.
Shout out to Coach Dunford and his Valley Eagles, who this afternoon took down the Lysander Lightning in a game that we had walked into. Weren't doing the game, but we walked in and saw. They have a power squad team. That 16U team is something this year.
That was fired on. That save made there, and comes out there. But I mean, yeah, Dunford, that was the team I played on last season. Big thank you to him. I had a nice conversation with him following that game. Good to see a lot of my former teammates playing on a really solid squad this year. They're hoping to make some noise at States. Here's Dana. Brings it out. Dana will rush forward. From the side, backhanded to the middle. That's going to be intercepted. Here's Gokul. Tries to bring it out, and this will be played at the point. Now it's going to be knocked down by a Badger and sent forward into the offensive end. That one goes off the side of the net. That was number 88, Dominic Wells, who dumped this one in. And a collision there on the wall. Harrington trying to make something out of this. Harrington picks it up, turns, tries to make a move, has to dodge another hit. Here's Gokul, up to Perry Jr. Perry Jr. shoots, that got blocked. Sent over, Paulenko, trying to make a play on this. This comes to Gokul. He will, I don't know if that was a fake shot or if he just whiffed that, but it obviously did not go the way the Badgers intended. It'll go down the ice. But now the Badgers nearly getting too many on the ice penalty there, as that nearly clipped the changing Wells.
Yeah, it's not good when you're headed to the bench and all of a sudden that puck comes sliding underneath your skate. Whoop, jump over it, get out of there.
Now, with how the officials have been keeping the pace of this game going, I don't know if they would have really gotten them for that, but they technically could had that made contact with it, and that shot is going to be held. Heater for Elmira has come in and really played solid goaltending. Had to stop several high-danger chances so far here in his stint in the second period.
Yeah, I would not say that the Upstate Badgers have calmed down at all in terms of their testing the goaltender, right? Especially in this period. We're seeing a lot of open shots coming from a wide range of different angles.
This will go all the way down the ice where it will become an icing. 1:55 to go in the second period. And this game does mark a little milestone here for KSM Productions. This is the first game we have ever called that involves hitting and has 17-minute periods. And
is first game that we've ever done at the Midstate Athletic Complex here, their community center. So lots of firsts going on here tonight in this broadcast.
I was here at this rink this morning reffing. That'll get chipped through the crease. Dumped in there. Heater tried for the dump. This comes along. Battled for on the side. This will get fired all the way around. Wolsick tries to make a move, and it's going to be misplayed. Here comes Elmira into the offensive end. They'll get the shot off, but it goes through the crease and wide. This will come out of the zone now, and it'll be taken by Cicero. Cicero with Rowley, and he will shoot. He'll fan on the shot. Tried to center it again. That one was also fanned on. Now the third try will go out of the zone.
Yeah, just too much their movement on there. We had a couple of Upstate players in front of the net, but Ford Momentum sort of broke that up as an opportunity.
And we will get an icing here. 52 seconds remaining in this second period of action.
Well, you feel like for the Aviators, like this game is still in hand. I mean, I know a 3-goal lead can maybe some look at that and say there's no way, but I think they've had some opportunities if they can find a way to get it around that wall that is Beardsley, get the momentum back going in here, that you could make a game out of it. So by no means is this thing over.
Face-off taken in one by the Badgers. Comes out, will be taken forward by Wolsick, fires it up on the wall. Lashome dumps it in. Lashome on the wall. It comes over. D'Imperio makes a play in it. Fired off the back of the goal. Nearly clips the official. Now comes in deflected, and it got blocked by an Aviator. Good collision there. Looks like the Aviator had his head down for a bit, and Wolsick came in to try to make a hit, but was fended off. Wolsick now makes a move. Well, shoot one, save made by Heater. 8 seconds left to go. This comes around, trying to make a play on it, fired. It'll be delayed offside, and that will do it for the second period of action. Well, we now want to have a look at a statement from head coach of the Badgers, Steve Beardsley.
Well, what we want to just talk about here is I had the opportunity to interview the coach, who also serves as the president of the Onondaga Youth Hockey Association. As we mentioned before, this is the second year that the Badgers have been in existence here. Last year, they had it would have been their 16U team, I believe. It was their first year of their 16U team. And one of the things that he talked about that he was really sort of proud of this organization was the ability of them to expand quite a bit into this season in terms of offering different level of play. So they offer a couple of 12U teams, I believe. They offer a 14U tournament-bound team. And one of the things that we were commenting on, Killian, was talking about how the numbers of these teams are really high. You've got full rosters on almost every single one of these teams, which tells you that kids are going into a brand new organization and finding sort of their place here. So just some really cool stuff that they have going on here, and congratulations. We always love when a new organization is able to bring their hockey to the area. So congratulations to Beardsley, congratulations to the players, and looking forward to many years of this organization serving the community with hockey.
Well, we thank head coach Stephen Beardsley for that statement he was willing to give us, and also the background information. Third period all set to go. Upstate leads Elmira 4-1. We are underway. And immediately, excuse me, here's Wells, walks around. Trying to make a play on this was Tatum. Tatum will now out-fire this one around down low. Tatum still with it. Looks for options, he'll center it. It bounced out to the middle. They were unable to get that one to go. 20 seconds gone by in this third period of action. More than enough time for Elmira to mount a comeback, but it's got to start early. This will be played around. Harrington on this puck. Chip towards the middle. It's going to be fired around. Now it comes up to Tatum, centered it to the middle. Looks like, I don't know if that was a shot or if that was maybe a pass/shot type of thing. It went through the crease and wide. Now this will deflect off of a Aviator and go out of the zone. It'll be Sean Perry Jr. to play it back in his own zone. Perry Jr., the only Badger today to make his way into the penalty box. This will get dumped in. Badgers will have to touch up here. Badgers will touch up. However, the Aviators try to clear this one out. Lynn fires this up, intercepted by Rowley. Rowley from the side made a move. Could not get it to go. Now Rowley will fire this one all the way back in. Anderson to the middle, and that one goes off the side of the goal.
So I love that. A nonchalant save there by the goaltender. Just kind of put a stick down and said, nope.
Oh, here's Anderson. He shoots and scores! Easton Anderson. I called him his brother's name because I'm used to saying Jace Anderson on these broadcasts. That's Easton Anderson, who's going to make it 5-1 Upstate.
Yeah, power shot right there. What a great release off of that stick that we just saw by Anderson. Not going to be able to stop something like that when you're that close and you've got a fire of a shot. And Upstate now increasing that lead to a 4-goal with still 15 minutes remaining here in this third period.
Well, I would say that this score is certainly a testament to their Upstate's goaltending more than it is to anything else, as Beardsley with another save. A routine pad stop.
Well, I think that's something that, right, you aim for in terms of a game plan, right? You know you got solid goaltending. You just got to get enough goals to get that lead to keep that. And I think that's something that the coach was looking for here, was to be able to get more offensive power so that lead that they had or the goals that they score don't shrink as the game goes on. So I think they're very happy that they got a comfortable lead here, something that they've been looking for all season long.
This will make its way down the ice, picked up by a Aviator. I'm unsure who that was that picked it up. Now it comes up the wall as the KO. Has Ruby on him. Now comes down low. Fired around the wall, picked up, sent up, and here comes Monheim. Monheim moving in, makes a move, and he hit the post. Nailed the iron on that one.
Oh, I know. Look at I know he's a frustrated player right now.
All right, here comes Carter Rowley the other direction. Rowley makes a move, had it poked away. And a weird diving thing there from Cicero. Brought forward, and a bit of a sandwich that's going to take out Perry Jr., even though the intended target was the Aviator that was in there. Wilkerson. Lachaume down low, picked up by Elmira. They've got Wilkerson all the way up. The pass got deflected, and so Perry Jr. will dump it back in and check up on the offside.
Yeah, he looked up and he saw his player there and tried to get it to him, but just too much action from the Upstate players that were getting in the way. But
you can expect Elmira likely is going to try to stretch the ice and just see how much they can, or just how many stretch passes they can make here against this Badgers team in the third period. That's going to be played up. Now an opportunity, D'Imperio shot. Might have gotten deflected by a Badger in front. Now it's centered again, and it's picked up by another Badger. Now it comes in, shot there, save made. Rebound bounced out, and it comes up to the point. Good move there. Wolsick shoots, goes high. Lachaume up to Perry Jr. That was sent back to Lachaume, but it's going to be intercepted, brought the other way. trying to get this for, or were the Badgers. That was Ruby on that one. Or excuse me, for the Aviators. Chipped up the wall to show him, fires it around. Edwards now trying to get to this 4. Elmira, but now here come the Aviators out. It's a 2-on-1, moving in, shot blocked. That one's going to hurt, but that's a big block right there, and it looks like the player is down. But now he's going to pick himself back up, as now it's a 2-on-1 the other direction. Shot deflects wide. Anderson was there, now comes back to D'Imperio, and he's going to be stopped.
Well, D'Imperio, right, he's looking for his 3rd goal, is that right? 3rd goal of the game?
Yeah, that would be D'Imperio's 3rd of the game there if he had.
Well, he's looking for it. He had a bounce. I mean, it bounced back right to his stick. He was looking for the opportunity there. I think he's sniffing for a hat trick, but great play. Good play by both sides here as we're going back and forth. But how about the block? I'm not sure who that was there, but how about the block there by the Upstate player?
Yeah, I mean, he certainly was slow to get up, but was able to eventually make his way to the bench. Shot there, save Beardsley. He doesn't know where it is. It pops out loose. They score.
Wow. You're right. He didn't know where it was, and it was sitting, bouncing right in front of him.
And I believe that is number 9, Jackson Dana.
Yeah, Dana just had that puck bounce right to him. Good play by that young man. Taking advantage of a goaltender who's been solid all day, who was down on the ground and just put upper shelf. Said, hey, if you're going to go low, I'm going to go high.
Yeah, I mean, once Beardsley made the initial stop, it looked like he just lost where the puck was, and that resulted in the goal.
Well, in all fairness, I didn't know where the puck was either. So
yeah, I don't think any of us did. Everybody except for Dana knew where that one was.
Well, let's see what can happen here for the Aviators, right? We talked about needing to get a goal to get the momentum building, all right? In that situation where they've had been trouble getting the goal, or excuse me, getting goals past Beardsley, right? You've got one now tacked on. What can you do with the momentum here?
Here's Dana, already with a goal on the day. That's a good defensive play by Beardsley.
Yeah, great job by Beardsley there on the defense.
Beardsley fires this up. It comes back to him, and now it comes up to Anderson. Anderson with a goal on the day. Tried to backhand that to the middle, also gets sent out, and now here comes Lyon. Lyon has to beat Beardsley. Actually, had to beat both Beardsleys. He nearly did as that one deflected wide. It deflects off of Beardsley's blocker and across the crease. And they were that close to making it a 2-goal game. It's like Beardsley currently having a discussion with the official about something. Unsure what. Well, it looks like whatever it was has been figured out now. Maybe a bit of a question or something of the sort. Face-off taken in 1 by the Badgers. Now, it has certainly been a much more heavy Elmira period as they've played much better offensively here in this 3rd period than they did in the 2nd. Centered through, and that one was nearly batted down by a Badger glove. It comes up to Carter Rowley. Rowley brings it forward. He will dump this one in. Bounces off the wall. Picked up by Ruby. Ruby fires it around. Harrington picks it up. Harrington dodges a hit. And now Harrington will give it over to Rowley. It was misplayed, and it somehow went right back to Harrington, who nearly put that one in. Fired up and out of the zone. Chipped over, Cicero. It comes up, and there's a hit on Polenko there by Sirfas. So this will go up into the netting. 10:18 left to go. So I'd say the physicality here has definitely toned itself down here in the 3rd period.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mean, sometimes when you get tired players, right, that ends up being undisciplined type physicality, and then sometimes you get tired players that just, you know what I mean, they're just looking to sort of swing the puck right and left and not looking for some of that physicality. So interesting sort of situation, but I agree. I've been noticing that sort of that's gone down here as we move into the 3rd period.
That's chipped through. It'll be picked up now by Elmira. Chipped up the wall. Sirfas fires it up.
Oh, good. Out. Good luck. Great pass.
That was Paris who got it. Now an opportunity. And that one was stopped there by Beardsley on the sliding chance. Now here they come the other way. D'Imperio was looking to get free.
Well, Aviators was on his knees when he made that shot there. Just keep on using that as momentum to move that puck forward.
It was Sternquist there on the shot for Elmira, even while he was down here, he was able to send it in.
Yeah, that was impressive by Sternquist. Great job.
And we get an icing now against the Badgers. So once again, it'll be an offensive zone faceoff for Elmira. But a very, as we said earlier, but a very heavily dominated Elmira period. However, only one goal to show for it so far. They trail by 3, 9:39 left to go. Faceoff will be to the right of Beardsley. Faceoff taken and one. Played on the side. And it'll be sent around on by Wolsick. Comes up, and now here come the Badgers trying to skate it through. They make a move. That'll get deflected around. Heverly. Around, comes up, here's Dana. Dana on a breakaway, he's already got a goal today. He's got a back checker coming. Dana backhands it, save Beardsley. Now it bounced out, another save Beardsley. And Ryan Beardsley, multiple huge saves there.
Yeah, we're gonna have a penalty also called.
Yeah, let's see who they're gonna get. I believe it's gonna be Dana and a Badger. Or not, Dana's not going to the box. This might be a power play for Elmira here. It's gonna be Perry Jr., who will make his second trip to the box today. And yeah, he's the only one going in. Looks like they're gonna get him for a rough. And
no, it's both.
Oh no,
it's equal.
It is both. Never mind.
Yep.
So it's 5-on-5. No more power play. I was excited there. I was going to be able to use my power play graphic in the purple color that the Elmira is on the scoreboard.
Well, I wasn't able to see the whole play, but I know that as that was happening, because we were all staring at Beardsley as he was sort of on his back stopping that goal. But both gentlemen crashed into the board there together, and I think there were some little extracurricular sort of happenings.
Edwards there came in to try to make a hit, but was overpowered by the Badger. Heverly tries to fire this one back in. Wells tries to hit it out. Now it's sent back in by Heverly. Loomis from the side, fires. Goes up the side. Now we got a penalty upcoming.
Yeah, it's another frustration sort of penalty.
And so Elmira will get their power play at long last.
Yeah, well, a Badger here was sort of, he didn't like what happened to him, and so he whipped around and took his stick and sort of slashed the Aviator player. But once again, we're talking about situations where they catch the second offender, right? Despite sort of whatever caused him to sort of lose his cool and whip his stick around and slash him, it's always catching that second sort of offender on the play.
That's Logan Paulenko who will head to the box.
So opportunity advantage here, big one for the Aviators, right when they really need, in order to claw their way back into the game, they need a goal here while they got a man up.
Now, interestingly, I thought they might maybe take their time out there. They opt not to. Harrington chips this off the wall. It comes up to Harrington. Harrington's got room. He's going to be hit. Harrington still with it. He'll be hit again. And now Harrington will be hit a third time, still on the puck. A fourth time. This one will finally knock him off the puck. And now the puck will fly into the stratosphere, and it will land on an Elmira stick. This comes forward, so an interesting 30 seconds here. On this power play opportunity for Elmira, it was just bobbled, and it comes away. Parents and fans yelling at Elmira to ice a big hit there. And it looks like they're probably going to not have a penalty here. It looks like it'll just go down the ice.
Yeah, I think they're, once again, I think
they're going to. So it'll be Easton Anderson. Wait, is he going or is he going to the bench?
He's going to the bench. He's going to the bench.
So Easton,
which is it's probably best, right? In one way, he's kind of calm the young man down a little bit.
So out of all this, it's an offensive zone faceoff for the Badgers. It's won by Elmira. They'll begin to work this one out. Wolsick fires it in. It gets blocked. And now here come the Badgers. Rowley trying to get back to Loomis, and Loomis got the shot off. It went wide, but was still played by Beardsley. Won't count as a shot on goal. Now it'll bounce out the zone again. Bolland tries to fire it in. It comes up. Played along the wall. Loomis brings it forward. Loomis makes a move into the offensive zone. Loomis, another move. Save Beardsley. Rebound comes out. Beardsley made the second save. And now Now it'll be fired down by Rowley. They'll take a deflection off of a Aviator, but it wouldn't have mattered anyways, as icing rules here prohibit icing on penalty kill. Wolsick, he'll try to ice it. Now it's going to be blocked down by Lyon, and the high stick will be called. So it'll make for a defensive zone faceoff for the Aviators, trailing by 3 with 7:03 to go and 20 seconds on the penalty.
So I mean, looking at the shots here with 24 shots by the Aviators that we count on our end, right? There's got to be some frustration sort of coming in here too, that they don't have as many goals up on the board because they have been giving a lot of opportunity here, but sort of Beardsley has been sort of shutting down some of that, but be interested to see.
Here Sternquist makes a move, and that'll be poked away by D'Imperio. Wolsick plays on the wall. Back to Sternquist. Sternquist. Well, backhand on the Beardsley save made. Rebound came out. Beardsley stretching out. They score. And now things will get interesting. It's a 3-shot sequence that'll result in a goal.
Yeah, just a lot of action in front of that net there. That's what they want to do, right? Keep on throwing the puck. Have the goaltender, when he stops it, it bounces out, but they have players in front that are cleaning it up, and I think that's something that we did not see from this Aviator team in the second period. They've sort of regrouped, and now we've got a close game with 2 goals lead by this Badger team, but Aviators closing in.
I didn't catch who was the one who ended up knocking that in, but it'll make it 5-3 nonetheless. If anyone in chat wants to help me out here, that would be much appreciated. It comes around from the side. It'll be fired around. Dana takes it forward. Dana up to Edwards. Pass got by Edwards, but now it will go on to Beardsley, who will have to fire this out to the side. Paulenko tries to fire this up. Here's Dana. Carries it in. Paulenko tries to go for a hit. He's going to miss. Dana with it. Already with a goal on the day. He'll shoot one. Deflects high. Sternquist. At Paulenko, coming to him, that nearly deflected on that. It goes through the crease and wide. Now back up to the point, taken away. Here come the Badgers. It's a 2-on-2 type of thing. This will get sent down low. D'Imperio flips it over to Ballard. And now this comes up, and here comes the Aviators. And the offensive end, Sternquist makes a move. He shoots and scores, and we have a game.
Well, we certainly do, and the reason why is sort of some offensive breakdown happening here. They're getting ice, they're getting movement, they're getting speed, and as a result, right, they're carrying that momentum right to the net.
And now panic mode might begin to set in for the Badgers.
Wow, we still got plenty of time left here. Over 5 minutes. That's a long time when it comes to a hockey game like this where we're going back and forth.
And now all of a sudden, this was a 4-goal deficit at one point, has been erased to 1. Harrington fires this up, and looks like an Aviator was gunning for the hit there, laid off at the last second as he got rid of the puck. Harrington cuts to the middle, fires it down low. That shot got blocked.
Yeah, good block by the defense there.
Anderson makes a move. Anderson shoots one, save, rebound is going to be held.
Yep. Great save by the goaltender there, being able to stop that initial shot and then quickly covered up as Badgers were sort of smelling blood. They were all rushing in as that puck was sort of bouncing around a little bit wild.
5:11 left to go. It is anyone's guess how this will turn out. Comes up to the point. Their defender went down. Opportunity for Elmira if they could just get out of the zone, but they're unable to. Now it gets sent down the ice, where an icing is the result.
Yeah,
5 minutes left to play.
You mentioned about the calling of a timeout a little while ago. I'm surprised that there hasn't been, with the goal sort of differential sort of erased here. You know what I mean? That Beardsley's stopping sort of this, some of that bleeding, trying to get the guys to catch their breath a little bit and focus in. But maybe that's part of his tactic. Like, let these boys play it out. Right? They can handle it. They've been through adversity. Let's see how they handle these things.
Got skated into the official. It'll come out the other direction. Got kicked by a Aviator and deflected wide. Rowley centering pass. It got through, but nothing able to result of that. And now picked up on the wall. Oh, big hit there. Wilkerson took the hit to make the play. This comes across, brought forward, up to Rowley. Rowley into the offensive zone. Will shoot one, it'll make its way around, and it'll probably come out of the zone. Yes, it will. Collision there between Wilkerson and Wolsick. Fired down in. Played A down low, and a bit of a slashing thing there happened. I don't think any of the officials saw it, but Tatum took a bit of a slash to the side of the leg. Digging for it on the wall. They still are digging for it on the wall. Now they'll come out to the middle. Wilkerson was unable to get the shot off. Now he'll be sent down the ice. And becoming icing. Smart decision there by the goaltender to not play that puck.
Just wanted to point out the random colored lights on the ice that's going on here that I've noticed in the last few minutes. It's kind of a nice touch to the rink here.
At the next stoppage, can you pan up so we can have a close look at the actual light? It's displayed around from the side. It comes up. Heverly shoots, goes wide. Now playing on the side up to the point. Sternquist shoots, does not go through. Now gets deflected up in front, nearly was able to get that on the go. Heverly fires it back in. It's blocked. Opportunity, they just could not get the shot off. And now Beardsley will cover the secondary attempt. Now let's have a look at that light we were talking about earlier. And yeah, there it is.
There's a culprit right there.
There's a culprit in all its glory. Something tells me the DMX is probably broken on that.
Still like a heck of a rink. This is a great facility. Very comfortable. Ice looks clean. Ice looks nice.
Great area of the broadcast room as well here. Played for on the side. Came to the middle. Now it'll be sent back out. Comes around. At the point, they'll dump this one back in. That was Knox Ruby with the dump. Comes forward, and it will make its way down the ice. 3:08 left to go. It'll be bobbled and kicked forward. Heverly brings it in. Heverly sends it to the middle, took a shot there, and now it got blocked. It comes around, trying to get on that. I guess backhanded up to the point, held in, but now here come the Badgers. It's a 3-on-1, but they're just unable to handle the puck. Anderson will bring it in, makes a move. Anderson from the side, deflected to the middle, nearly was able to make it a 2-goal game. Now this will come down the ice. It's chipped across the middle where Anderson will take a possession. Now big hit there. Anderson gives him a cross check, and we got a penalty upcoming. And so now all of a sudden, this is going to put them in a position. This will put Elmira in a position to possibly tie this game here off the retaliation penalty.
Yeah, 2 minutes remaining. Tough penalty to take when you got a 1-goal lead.
And now let's see. And I believe there might have been another penalty.
No, it looks like it's just going to be one. But I think they were looking to see. I know there's an ask for the Elmira to get the penalty as well. But this is going to be an advantage for Elmira here.
Battled into the wall. Now again, no timeout taken here by Elmira, and this will go down the ice. Can Harrington get to it? But it'll be gotten to instead by the Aviator who fell down. That was number 31, Dylan Monheim.
So we're going to have to see a penalty kill here as the Aviators are really taking momentum in.
Bryan fires this up. It goes down into the offensive zone. Played from the side. Trying to get on this one. This is chipped up, and it will make its way not out of the zone. Held in. Here come the Aviators looking to tie it. Shot there. Save Beardsley. That's their 30th shot on goal of this game. A minute 10 left here on the penalty. It gets fired into another Aviator, and it'll come down low. 1:23 left to go. Played from the side. Up. Bowen shoots, deflected, save made, and now it'll be fired all the way down. Oh, that was deflected by a Badger. Near disaster there for Upstate.
Yeah, wide open shot there, right? I mean, you had a clear sort of pathway right to the net, and not something that Beardsley, I'm sure, was looking to sort of see. Let's see if they can sort of respond here.
Goaltender comes out for Elmira, empty net. They still have the power play. It'll expire with about 10 seconds left in the period. Comes around to the side, sent to the middle, opportunity, and hit the post. Oh, it's still loose.
Oh,
now
wow.
Beardsley will dive on it.
Wow, what a play. Hit the post.
And once again, Elmira coming within inches of tying this game, and they're going to be denied by Ryan Beardsley. It seems like that's been a theme today, Brian.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's something that both teams are going to look back on and just say, what if? What if the goalie wasn't standing on his head in these situations?
Another shot saved Beardsley. And I mean, now another shot saved Beardsley. That one was a little weaker, though. He didn't have much trouble handling that one.
But kudos to the Aviators. They are not giving up this opportunity by testing Beardsley over and over and over.
And still no timeouts here called by either team.
Good
comes
face-off
around.
win there.
Yeah, comes around to the side, down low. Edwards sends it to the middle. It bounces through. Had an opportunity for the one-timer, but could not get that to go. Now, Upstate, an opportunity for the empty net. Went off of Ruby's shoulder. Brought into the offensive zone now. 16 seconds left to go. It's misplayed. Dempirio, he's going to maybe try for the hat trick. He'll try for it. Dempirio shoots and misses wide right. 5 seconds left to go. It'll be tripped up. Rowley fires it across. Final second ticks off, and that will do it. What a finish. The Badgers will hang on to a tirade at the end of the game from Elmira and win this one 5-4. What a tight battle this was here, as I will take a second to update their records on our scoreboard. Upstate will improve to 2-8-2, and Elmira will fall to 0-2-0. And I mean, that certainly is up there, I would say, for Game of the Year here on KSM Productions. I mean, what a finish that was. And it's just me closing out this game right now, as Brian and Karsten are currently going down to get interviews with a couple of the players that'll be posted online later on. But I mean, from my personal perspective, that was a incredible game. And Coach Bob Lookenbow agrees in the chat. My mom laughing beside me. I don't know if the microphone picked that up. He says, "This is an awesome game. Great job calling it, guys. Enjoyed the broadcast. See you guys tomorrow. Going to come watch Karsten play at Lysander." Pressure's going to be on Karsten, but I mean, what? I know I've said this so many times. I sound like a broken record now, but what a game this was. Really tight, especially in the third period. Both these teams trying to do anything to come away with a goal. Elmira surging back, but ultimately it's not enough. And Upstate will take this game. Final score of 5-4 as these teams will leave the ice. That'll do it here on KSM Productions from Midstate Athletic Community Center here on this Friday night. I'm Killian Heffron, your play-by-play commentator and scorebug graphic operator, and technically OBS scene switcher, if any of you know what that means. My father, Brian Heffron, on color commentary for this game, and the camera, and my little brother, Karsten Heffron, on his second ever broadcast, directing the live video. He's changing all the camera shots you saw in front of you today. We thank you all for tuning in. Once again, what a game this was, and we will see you all next time. Wishing you all farewell from Midstate Athletic Community Center. Goodbye, everybody. If I can find the button, because I always seem to not be able to find the button. There it is. Now it's goodbye. We will see you next time.